Good morning. My computer keeps making noises. Good morning. Good morning. I am early. It's not 5:30, and I still didn't do what I was supposed to. We were supposed to have a special guest today, but she is under the weather. So we are just going to end the money section with the day 7 devotion, and then there is a scripture that's supposed to help you keep on track. And I think that's sufficient enough. Then we have the relationship section coming up, and I have 3 people that are going to be guests on the show, are on Morning Coffee, and I will be sending them out the stuff that they need because I think the variety is really good. We have a single mom, we have a single male, and then we have a engaged woman. So, an engaged female. So I can say that. Which is what we are getting different perspectives as far as relationship goes. So I am up early. I know everybody watched the debate. If you didn't watch the debate, you are seeing the memes in regards to the fly on the vice president's head, which I didn't even get to see because I had checked out of the debate once I realized that it was just, make you look bad fest, discredit your character, and I think I've had enough of seeing that or had that happen to know that it doesn't get you anywhere. Half the time it's not accurate, and to me, both sides have done things to the American people that are not okay. I think the American people need to start researching so that they can be better informed on who they are dealing with character-wise. I think that we have taken character and integrity out of every decision that we make, and we just go by feelings and our opinions, and it's taking us in a direction that is not okay. Character, what I'm saying, you gotta watch out for that. We don't even measure that. I see sometimes there's like people in higher positions and football players or just people that would have money. They have no integrity and they have no character. It's something that you have to learn, and if nobody taught them that, they just don't have it. People will step on people to get into areas that they feel like is for them, and some people won't. Sometimes it's not. It's just, you guys got to start measuring people by their actions. And what did Maya Angelou say? Something on the fact that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Why is it that we don't believe them? Like, why do we why do we not want to believe who they are? So let's go ahead and read this. It's coming out of Matthew 11:28 and 30. It says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So she says, if I can get away with not checking bags when I fly, not checking bags when I fly, I do. There's something about hopping off a plane, bag in hand, and heading straight for the exit that makes me feel efficient and productive. I really like efficient and productive. On a recent trip, my bag was stuffed beyond full, but I had committed to packing a carry-on suitcase. I wrestled it out of the overhead bin and bumped every seat as I made my way off the plane. At the end of the jetway, I realized I was at the farthest terminal from the airport exit doors. That meant a long walk plus train rides. By the time I made it outside, my back hurt, and my legs hurt, and my arms hurt, and my feelings hurt. And it was all my fault. A financial mistake can be a heavy burden too, one that you may have to carry for years. You may be wishing you could create breathing room in your personal finances, but you're still paying the price for an ill-advised loan, a bad investment, or a few late payments. Or maybe money has tainted your relationship with your parents, your spouse, or your kids. If you are weary from the long, hard work of cleaning up a financial mess, your own or someone else's, Jesus simply says, "Come to me." He's waiting to bear your burdens for you, and he will make a trade. You can hand over heavy suitcase troubles, worries, fears, and anxiety, and he will give you an emotional breathing room, even if it may be a long time before you can find it in your finances. So, journaling my thoughts. As we were doing this, I realized that my card had gotten compromised, and there is a recurring charge that I haven't seen on my statement that I need to reach out to that company and see how much I owe them, because I forgot all about them when that person stole my credit card information and bought a $2,976 Mac Pro, fully loaded. Y'all, I must have died. And they, you know what? This is how you know it was a scam. I figured it out, you guys. Like, if you ever have some issue and you can't figure out who stole your money, call me, because I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. So I called Best Buy, and I called 3 different times. I got 3 different answers, but I asked the same question in 3 different ways. Well, the 3 different people gave me the information I needed. So then I called the Best Buy in California that was supposed to be making this custom MacBook, and told them not to ship it, and they did ship it anyways. Lo and behold, I got my money back, but some man in Nebraska received a $2,976 MacBook, fully loaded, customizable. And I would never spend money like that. So, anyways, on the activity, you guys, it says scripture to keep you on track. It says draw or journal your thoughts about the following passage. Use it as a jumping off point for a few minutes of prayer about God's role in your finances. Consider memorizing these lines. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. What a powerful way to declare that we trust not in our riches, but in God, who richly provides for us. This says, 2 things I ask of you, Lord. Do not refuse me before I die. Keep falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise, I may have too much and disown you, and say, who is Lord? Or I may become poor and steal, and so dishonor the name of God. And that comes out of Proverbs 37:9. That is really great verse, you guys. I think I've learned a lot of verses within this that I didn't know anything about, especially when it came to finances. So, and that is a strong area that I'm just relying on God in regards to. That was starting with the job situation last year. So I needed this section for real. I'm going to go back and do some of these activities just to be sure. But again, I'm going to call that company that I think I owe. Oops. All right. It happens. So next week, so I will not be doing a morning coffee Friday or Saturday. I think I'm going to start this section for relationships on Sunday. The reason why is because I start the day of the week on Sunday. We're pretty much done with this section, and I have 2 things that I need to do Friday and Saturday early morning, and so I'm not going to do this. Plus, I need to prepare for this section just because relationships, whether with a male or female or friends, I see is a very important. It is important for us to have communication, to have just relations, just people, good people around us. And so I want to make sure that um, we really do this section and take it to heart and work on ourselves. Another side note, once we're done with this devotion, I am going to start off the morning talking about self-confidence and what you actually believe about yourself. I was sitting yesterday and I was at a class and I had an instructor. And yes, I take several different classes, you guys. I'm always continuously trying to learn. And but I also, when I realized that I'm like becoming the star student, I stood back and I just let everybody else try to shine. I just go ahead and back up a little bit. But the teacher or the instructor said, if I was an employer, why should I hire you? She was giving a general statement, because she's like, give me one characteristic or word that describes you. And I had given mine. And so everybody else was just quiet except for one other girl. And I'm sitting there listening. And when she went around and like nobody had anything good to say about themselves. And I was like, I was really taken back, because how do you not have one thing that you think is good about you? And I sit back and I remember, when I first started doing clients' hair, and I would ask them like what they wanted to do with their life, like did they feel like they were always going to be in this position, and they really didn't know, and it was disheartening then, because like how do you not see anything beyond where you're at? So I waited a little bit and then I went off on everybody. I asked a question and then I was like, I just have to say this because it is disheartening. We are in an industry where we are supposed to help bring out the beauty within people. Like being a stylist that's our job. Like I know that people suffer with self-confidence issues. It is our job as a stylist to bring what we see within you out so that you can actually feel your beauty, because you're a beautiful person, no matter who it is. And for the stylist not to have any confidence or know who they are was just so disheartening yesterday. And so I gave everybody a lecture about that, because they got to figure it out. In order for you to be a good stylist, you have to have the confidence that your client needs. You have to know who you are to be able to sew into somebody, unless you just want to do hair. And I'd let them know that it was not okay. So I always talk about self-confidence, and I don't want to be a motivational speaker. I don't want to do that, but I need to get to the root of your problems. And so we will talk about certain things that happen to us as children or don't happen to us as children that cause us not to know who we are as adults, and set us back in life, right? And I think that's going to be a really good subject, because I think once we get to developing us, because it can happen at any age, you are not subject to not know who you are at 30, 40, 50, 18. We just need to get you to know who you are, period. I don't care what age you are, so that we can stop these cycles, right? Right. So everybody have a really good day. Remember, this next section is relationships, and then after that we'll be talking about self-discovery, self-love, and self-care. Okay. I think I do have like a class coming up at the end of the month. It's going to be on Friday from 5:30 to 8:30. It's going to be, I can't tell you the name yet because I haven't figured it out, but it is a hair one-on-one class, and it's going to be fun. I think we have limited seating because of COVID. We will be doing temperature checks, and I think we'll be wearing masks. I'm not quite sure. just because I'm able to space you guys out. But I'm looking forward to doing that, and I hope that we have a good attendee, and we will have a live model, and we're going to learn some things, you guys, some things that are super important about your hair, your hair, things that you need to know, especially if you're new to being natural or you're wanting to go natural and you're scared. So I got you. Anyways, 15 minutes in. Everybody have a blessed day. Remember to be a blessing. Um, please pray about your decision on who you're going to vote for. Remember, you have to look at character and integrity and take the time to research what they did while they were in different positions so you can be better informed on what they're going to do in a higher position. Okay? There's always red flags. Okay? Just like in relationships, right? Which we're probably going to get to talk about. Other red flags that we decide not to look at, that we often need to look at. So, I love you guys. Thank you for joining Jay's Morning Coffee. The next time you see me, my hair will be done. It's because I have things to do. And you guys be a blessing to somebody. All right? I love you.